Yo, welcome to the show. This is Out of Time. That's Trouble T. Roy. I'm Peanut. And today we're talking about favorite war movies. Because why in the fuck not, right?
Yeah.
Let's just do it.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
Something easy, something fun.
Yeah. Easy, fun. And you watch some war movies.
So all 12 of you, I hope you enjoy this.
Thank you. Yeah, you know what? We have had 12 people watch us.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
It's crazy.
Hey, we're at a dozen. Like it's a dream come true.
You know what? We'll take it. We'll take it. We'll
Yeah.
take it. So it's the Christmas season. How was before we get into anything, how was your Christmas, man?
I had a very good Christmas. Yeah. I got family that lives in a different part of the country, so I will hopefully get to see them very soon. But
Nice.
my local family, we had a very good Christmas. How was y'all's?
It was nice. It was real great. Honestly, like as you get older, Christmases start to delve into this whole different morphing system of Christmas. But it's one of those Christmases where it's like, my family was around me, my friends were around me. I had a great Christmas. I really did. Except for all the drugs I did.
Yeah, well, moderation,
Coke.
like they say. Like the Bible says, moderation.
I'm just joking. I don't do coke. Coke does me.
One of those troubled relationships.
So today we're delving into our favorite war movies.
Yes. So basically what we're looking at is it doesn't have to be necessarily a good movie, just needs to be something that you thought was really a cut above average war movie.
Okay.
In some fashion.
No Star Wars though, right?
Well, it does have war in the title, so I guess it counts.
No, we're talking
and lots of stormtroopers die.
Yeah, for sure. So let's open it up. Let's start with the first movie.
Okay.
What was one of your favorites?
So one of my favorite movies is actually, it was the biggest grossing movie for the country of Spain and in the history of their cinema. It's a movie set in the 30 Years War period.
Okay.
And in the 30 Years War period, and just prior to that, through the late Renaissance, Spain was a world power. You didn't mess with Spain. And their troops were kick ass.
Yeah, Spain was no joke.
So they had these units they called tercios. And it was basically groups of pikemen and musketeers when they first started becoming predominant enough to actually take a role on the battlefield.
Yeah.
But you still had dudes running around with full plate armor and lances and stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, it was an interesting period, but they had a lot. That was like kind of Spain's heyday. Like that was their moment in the sun.
Christopher Columbus.
Yeah. This was on the heels of
Christopher Columbus. Killing it.
Yeah.
Literally.
Literally. Like,
killing it.
What was that? 95% of the people in Western Hemisphere at the time.
Yeah, man. Spain was no joke. Yeah.
But so this movie is Capitan a la Triste.
Okay.
Let's see. What year was that? It was 2006.
So this is a more recent.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it stars Viggo Mortensen.
So
Aragorn from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
He is the star of the movie. And he speaks fluent Spanish because his mother is actually Argentinian, I believe.
I thought Argentinians spoke Portuguese. Though.
No, that's Brazil.
That's how much I know.
That's Brazil.
That's how much I don't know shit. I'm sorry.
No,
continue.
No. Well, no, I learned this because I got into the War of the Triple Alliance, and we can get into a whole episode on that. But
maybe we will.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, he said, "I don't know.
I don't know. We'll see." War of the Triple Alliance. Fun fact: Paraguay lost up to 80% of its men.
Damn,
in one war.
How the fuck does that happen? Like,
well, that's a whole episode right there.
Like you lose 80% of everybody,
of all the men, gone, dead. So anyhow, Capitan a la Triste. The reason I chose that movie is it really does a very good job of portraying the combat, the pike fighting. Yeah. It's one of the few movies that actually has good pike fighting scenes, and the flavor of the period. Like scene in the movie, he's a mercenary, the lead character, Viggo Mortensen's character.
Right.
So this Duke is telling him, I'm going to send you to go see one of my buddies, but don't show up there looking like a bum. So here's some money. And, what I want you to do is get a nice pair of boots, because yours are look like shit. Get a new set of clothes, because you're representing me.
You'll get fly before we die.
Exactly. So, so what he does is he goes and spends some money on wine and women, and he shows up in the same ratty boots and all that with this just shit-eating grin on his face.
Good for him.
And that kind of captures the flavor of the period. They had that devil may care kind of life is short.
Fuck it.
Yeah, why not?
Fuck it. Why would I get new boots and a new shirt knowing that I may die?
Exactly.
Like, what the fuck?
Exactly. I could get a scratch and be dead in a week.
Yo, we about to do this drive-by. Make sure you put nice clothes on.
Exactly.
Louis Vuitton, Gucci. Nah, I get it.
I want your death clothes to look good.
Nah, and he went in there like, fuck it.
Yeah, exactly. But it's a great movie. Wonderful characters, very well done.
Yeah.
Highly recommend it. Capitan Alatrice.
Capitan Alatrice.
It's all in Spanish, but there are subtitles.
See, that's fucked up because I'm Hispanic and I probably pronounced that wrong. My family members are going to be like, you stupid motherfucker.
No, I'm assuming you say it like you would at the French
Capitan.
word.
Capitan.
Like in French, it'd be Capitan Alatrice.
Right.
So, yeah.
So, all right. So it's my turn. So I get to let us dumb it down. Man. I'm going to dumb. I'm rubbing the table because I'm dumbing it down. And I'm going to say Saving Private Ryan, man.
That is
I got to say it. I remember watching Saving. And mind you, you when I was a kid, I wasn't prone to what World War II was really like.
Right.
I heard stories of it.
Who would be? Yeah.
It's going to get edited out, especially smell.
You got to speak when you do that.
I should. It's really Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
I remember watching it for the first time.
The devil loves your mother.
What? Sorry. So I remember watching the movie in The Storming of Normandy, Omaha Beach.
Yes.
You hear stories about it. And I met a couple people in my lifetime that actually been through that. And they were old, decrepit old people.
Right.
And you're like, whatever, dude. And then you watch it and you realize how random death was when the thing went down.
Yeah.
That
the Higgins boats and the landing ramps go down. Yeah.
Right.
You see the machine guns just chewing through a whole platoon, just
tearing them up. And I heard stories about it, but I never really grasped the actual visuals of it. And when I watched this movie, it was a movie that kind of opened my eyes, like, holy shit, like that shit was crazy.
That I think definitely was a groundbreaking movie, because war movies took a left turn after that. They sought out realism.
Yeah.
Because prior to that, you'll notice
Hamburger Hill.
Well, Hamburger Hill actually was not a bad movie, because it actually did portray the fight for that hill.
Yeah.
In pretty realistic terms, from what I understand, and interviews with the survivors.
Yeah.
Another really good one, and it's not on my list, is We Were Soldiers.
Oh, I heard about that.
So that's actually the landing at LZ X-Ray.
That's crazy.
And Hal Moore, the lieutenant colonel that was in command of the battalion that landed there, he helped write the book that the movie was directly based off of. So if you want to get a good portrayal of what happened, that's a good movie too. It's not on my list, but yeah,
it's all good.
Our conversation led there. So.
Listen, the whole point of the show is for us to just have these conversations. We have these conversations constantly, and the reason why we're doing the show is because at one point I'm like, yo, it'd be nice to have these conversations for people that don't know some of this stuff, to hear some of these historical moments that we literally geek over, you know what I'm saying? Nerd over. And I'm sure there's people out there that either A, know it and love to hear about it, or B, never heard of this stuff and Google some of the stuff we're talking about. Trust me, man.
If you're looking at LZ X-Ray, very famous battle early in the war with the air cav landing in the I don't want to say the Ashaw Valley. I think so. It was up north,
Right.
but um, so after the day after, they send this whole other battalion to reinforce Hal Moore's battalion.
Yeah.
And they end up having to exfiltrate on foot. So they're leaving the area. The battle's over.
On foot. Technology now, like where we're at, whenever anyone exfils, they're on helicopters.
Well, that's just it. These are airborne. These are air mobile. These are air cav troops.
Yeah.
They weren't really trained up to this level as much as the other battalion was.
Right.
But so they're leaving the area, and they're heading towards an area called LZ Albany, which is a couple of clicks away, a couple of kilometers away from LZ X-ray.
Right.
And so it's a little clearing, but there's a lot of like high grass and areas like that, and it's jungly too. It's not
jungly.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of concealment and cover for the enemy,
which is crazy.
So they're in this long column. And what ends up happening is the commander of the battalion, he calls all of the officers forward all at the same time to the head of the column. With
hold on.
results.
All the officers.
All of the officers. He calls all of them forward.
We need to hang out in this one specific area. Yeah. All you guys that are in charge of everything, all in one spot.
Yes.
What?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, why? Why?
Because they were expecting to be picked up shortly.
Oh, they were trying to get out before everyone else.
They were trying to get out of the area because they were supposed to. but what ended up happening is the NBA, the North Vietnamese Army, ended up intercepting and surrounding this column that was all strung out, and they hit that moment that he had called all those officers away from their companies to hit the Americans, and they really gave them a shellacking. I mean, because they were up close, and there wasn't like LZ X-ray where we had to find perimeters and could drop napalm and stuff like that.
Right.
These guys were all mixed in together. So it was brutal. And but the movie We Were Soldiers was based on the other battalion, the one that did a little better.
Wow.
So,
wow. Now, mind you,
but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's learning. I'm sorry to cut you off, but learning that stuff, it leads to learning other stuff. Like, I never knew about LZ Albany.
Yeah, I didn't.
Until
never heard.
I read the LZ, the We Were Soldiers book. It talks about the Battle of LZ Albany too.
You got to imagine how crazy. Like, war is crazy. War is hell. Mm-hmm. War is fucked up. So whenever you see a depiction in a movie, us as the viewers are trying to get a grasp of how bad it is.
Yeah.
So to see movies like what you mentioned, what I mentioned,
or like you said, the power of Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah,
that was a groundbreaking movie because I think it really was one of the first movies to be in your face, so in your face, with the brutality and the chaos of combat.
Yeah.
That had never been presented in a like a mass marketed movie. Now there were ones before that did that.
Right.
But they weren't really American movies.
Right. They were probably told from a different perspective. Yeah. Well, obviously, because there is a world. It's not just America.
Yeah. Well, I actually have some of those.
It's not just us going to war. It turns out the rest of the world is at war too. You know what I'm saying?
Well, a good example of that. I didn't want to choose this one, but I'll just mention it. Honorable mention: the Winter War.
The Winter War. I heard about this.
So
never watched it, but I heard about this.
So this movie, I've told him before because I was like, hey, you got to see this movie. It was made,
and I need to. I got to stop pussyfooting.
I think it's on Prime. I think you can get it on Prime. I don't know. So it was made in 1989. It's a Finnish movie, and it's about the 1939 invasion, just prior to the start of the Nazis and the Russians fighting.
Right.
Russia invaded Finland. They ended up winning, but Finns made them pay. I mean, they bled them dry. So this movie, The Winter War, was made by the Finns in 1989, has original T-26 tanks in it, original Russian bombers from the period. all the weapons. I mean, but the tactics, the characters, very high standard, very well done, and
Well,
it really captures that brutality. Like this is never going to end, we're all going to die feeling dead.
what was the name of that movie again? I'll put it like right.
It's
I'll put it right here.
It's called The Winter War.
The Winter War,
And it was made in 1989. It's a
1989.
Finnish movie, and the Finnish name
Finnish?
is Talvisoita.
Okay, cool. Look it up. I'm gonna post production. I might put that up there.
Yeah,
like, boop, boop, beep,
it's
beep,
worth
boop.
it. It's you're missing if you like war movies. You're doing yourself dirty by not watching it.
So, what would be your next pick? Like we've
Okay.
been doing honorable mentions.
I'm going.
Hit me hard.
I'm going. All right, Waterloo, 1970.
Oh, okay.
Rod Steiger as Napoleon. Rod Steiger's a little over the top, but this movie has thousands of extras in good uniforms. They follow the course of the battle. The beginning of the campaign.
Okay.
They follow it to the end of the Battle of Waterloo. So you get to see it step by step how the Battle of Waterloo actually evolved.
Right.
And you get to see hundreds of horsemen in cuirassier armor charging around British squares. And it's not CGI. These are actual
people, actual choreographed war.
Yeah, like reenactors, but I forget the actual number, but it was filmed in like 1969.
Okay. 69
makes it special.
But I gotta appeal to some of my younger crowds. 69.
But well worth a watch.
Right.
It gets into Napoleonic tactics a little bit, well, a lot, but it doesn't. It's not like the new Napoleon movie.
Okay.
Tried to show Napoleonic tactics, but it fell so short of the grand epic sweep that is needed to represent those and represent it accurately because they didn't even. That was a.
You know what? Honestly,
didn't like it. We'll just leave it at that.
I was just gonna ask you, how you felt about the new Napoleon movie that was out.
As far as the battlefield stuff and the tactics, some of the reenactors, they looked really good.
Right.
I mean, they were on point. Like some of that French infantry, I was like, well done, sir.
Give me 2 pros and 2 cons about the new Napoleon movie.
Okay. 2 cons, the battles themselves horribly misrepresented what actually happened in those actual battles. Napoleon leading a charge in person. really, he did that at one battle in Italy. He kind of led a charge to a bridge, but that was a one and done. So he wasn't a coward, but he didn't lead from the front with the sword.
Right. Why would he?
Right. It's
like
it's
why would he?
It's just silly.
Yeah.
2 good things about it. It showed Napoleon as more of a person.
Like a human.
Like a human. He like where he's sniffing.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the whole horse thing.
Yeah, but he was a fool for women. And he was a fool for Josephine, especially.
Yeah, I was gonna say he was a fool.
And the last
for
words off of his lips, Josephine.
That's crazy. And she was a smut.
And she was a hoe.
She was a smut.
She was constantly cheating on him. Constantly. Well, of course, he was cheating on her too. But
but he was Napoleon.
But he had a thing for her. Like he just could not give her up. And it showed that in the movie. And I think that's never really been shown before because that was his foundation. Like that was his person.
That was his.
Yeah.
You see a lot of rappers with all these hoes and shit. That was Napoleon back in the day.
Exactly.
Shooting motherfuckers up. Going back to his mistress Smizzy. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Hey, look, to each his own, man. Look, no one could take away what he actually did. And I agree with you on the Napoleon movie. I like that they showed the human side of him, but there were a lot of inaccuracies and a lot of things that you pointed out to me where I was like, oh shit, you're right.
Yeah,
that didn't happen. It didn't happen like that. But it was a good popcorn flick, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Ridley Scott actually has another movie that was on my list, which is you can tell that he did this first movie by looking at the Napoleon movie. It's called The Duelist. 1977, Harvey Keitel. Really, really well done period piece about the insanity of dueling. Yeah.
That shit is insane.
But it's set in the Napoleonic
That
era,
shit is
and you can
insane.
see it was done by Ridley Scott, and you can see when he did Napoleon, he was
Right.
trying to recapture that, and it failed.
And look,
So.
listen, he tried, and
Yeah.
I like, and you're right. I like that he showed a humanistic side to someone that's been polarized and has become a legend. You get to
Yeah.
see the guy snarl and act like a horse,
Yeah, like
for
because
his smut.
yeah, because he's trying to impress some woman that
Yeah,
you know probably just slept with 3 other
yeah,
dudes the week before. So
yeah. But you know what? That's what it is. That's real human. Yeah. A
yeah,
lot of you guys are doing the same fucking thing right now. So
hopefully.
fuck that.
Well, there's a lot of family members I hope are
Yeah.
not doing it like
A lot of you guys are doing it right now. So don't hate on Napoleon.
yeah.
That's what he was. That's who he is.
He was one of those guys that I think nowadays we would have identified as like some kind of a
Simp. Is that what the kids say? Simp?
A simp for Josephine. But I think he might have been like a high functioning autistic guy or something because he was a polymath.
Yeah, he was
too.
super high functioning because his battle plans are fucking.
Oh, and he had the Code Napoleon.
Yeah,
he reformed the criminal justice system.
He did a lot of good things, and mind you, and that's another thing I like about the newer Napoleon movie is the background thing where he's trying to like establish, and he's sneakily trying to establish power.
Well, I think that's one of the things where the movie kind of fell short because if you look at the young Napoleon, like as a teenager in his 20s,
right.
He was from a backwater area. Like his French sounded kind of Italian because he was from Corsica.
Okay.
So like Hitler, who had an Austrian accent in his German.
Right.
But he had to be more German than the Germans.
Yeah.
So Napoleon had to be more French than the French.
So he tried to overcompensate.
And he was a rustic. Like he had long, shaggy hair. He was skinny. He was a scrawny little runt. And he was weird. Like the other students and cadets were kind of like, he's an odd dude.
This guy's weird as shit.
Yeah, but he ends up being brilliant.
Yeah,
and
listen.
He had his moment, and he saw it, and he did it.
Yep. So my next movie.
Yeah. Please.
My next movie, Full Metal Jacket.
Oh.
The Vietnam War. I personally have an uncle who experienced Vietnam, and I used to hear stories about him coming back mentally broken.
Okay.
And I never really understood Vietnam because obviously I wasn't drafted. I don't like, you hear stories about war, but then when you see something portrayed, it kind of builds all the blocks that have been missing. And I think Full Metal Jacket delved into the mental aspect of war.
Yeah.
I think it showed people like the repercussions of sending people to war against their will that aren't necessarily trained properly mentally, physically, and strategically. I thought it was a brilliant way to see.
Well, yeah, it made the characters relatable.
Correct.
So you could see them like Joker. Everybody knows somebody like Joker. Everybody knows a guy like Tex. Everybody knows a guy like
correct.
All the other characters.
Tex was an asshole though.
Yeah, well, yeah.
When I watched that movie, I'm like, yo, he's a fucking dickhead.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. So it branched off. So it branched off and showed you every aspect of a mental issue dealing with war amongst these characters that they had, including the drill sergeant.
Yeah.
I thought first of all, like the drill sergeant was one of those characters where I'm like, oh, is that how it's like? And I'm like, there's no fucking way.
Oh well, that was R. Lee Ermey. That's what.
Oh yeah.
Like he was the real deal.
Oh yeah.
Like that. Like he wasn't playing. Like he was that's who he was. Like he was like, all right, do I need a script?
Yep.
Are you going to make me have a script?
Yep.
But he was in Apocalypse Now too. He was one of the chopper pilots. Like you see
Apocalypse Now
for like a split second, he turns his face and it's like, that's R. Lee Ermey.
Apocalypse Now is another one, but that was my honorable mention.
Yeah, yeah.
But when I first seen it kind of like I don't want to say humanizes war because you can't humanize war. There's nothing human about war.
Right.
You kill or you be killed. And honestly, like it filled in a lot of the blanks in with like people that I've grown up knowing that have been to Vietnam.
Well, I think, and again, I've had the fortune of not having people trying to kill me on a battlefield. So, but
Oh, thank God.
yeah, no, I'm fortunate. I think the people who served that
Yeah,
made that possible.
absolutely.
Without them,
Absolutely.
it wouldn't.
Absolutely.
But
This
one of
is
the things, but
this is what you fought for. You.
yeah,
This is it. This is it. You fought for
but
this.
I've read about this and basically studied it my whole life, like as a child on up to now. I've read
Yeah.
a lot of books on the psychology of soldiering and killing and what all that means and the fallout and PTSD, all those
Yeah.
things. So I feel at least informed.
Yeah.
I'll say that. I'm not an expert, but I'm informed. And
Yeah.
but one of the things that a lot of people struggle with is the idea that there are people out there trying to kill you.
Yeah.
There's another person out there that's fully intelligent and a thinking person that's trying to actively kill
Yeah. It's you
me.
or me. And
It's
that's
scary.
can you imagine that? Like I get being from the hood and the gang things that
Mhm.
we are dealing with and politics that we're dealing with, but to be actually in a field knowing that it's either that person or me, I don't know I don't know how I would like mentally deal with that issue. Like so I feel like that movie kind of
Well,
explained.
and that's a good point because what the movie shows, the first half of the movie is the training.
Yes.
And that's what it always comes back to is you read and hear these accounts of soldiers in combat and it always drops back to their training.
Yeah.
They're like they just go into robot mode. What do I need to do my job to make
Muscle
sure that
memory.
I get out of here alive?
Yep.
And that's it. And that's why the training is so
Pivotal.
intense, or it should be so intense, so that it becomes, like you said, muscle memory.
Yeah.
And that's I think that was the real value of that film,
Yeah. 100%.
is showing the training and showing, like you said, the emotional impact of what all this does to a person.
I mean, we always thank our soldiers. We always say, you know what, thank you for this. But no one realizes like how crazy it really is. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like how fucked up it really is.
Oh yeah.
So
Well, and that's the thing is like all these war movies, and
mm,
whenever we talk about war movies, that's why I want more movies that are good because
inaccurate.
yeah, and accurate because people should know when they're talking about, oh, let's go bomb these people or invade those people. They
Right.
should have some kind of idea, a realistic idea or an assessment they can make that they know what it is that they're putting their children into and
Correct.
their friends' children
Correct.
and their neighbors' children into,
100.
and don't make political decisions based on people that flippantly go to war.
Absolutely. All right. So we're almost
Anyway,
out. We're
yes.
almost out of time. So
Yes. Uh-oh.
your
Okay.
your last call.
All
Your
right.
last call.
Last one. Okay. Um, okay. This one you may have seen.
Okay.
Zulu Dawn.
Oh, I did. You're the
This
one
is
that
the
put me
where
on to that.
yeah,
You're the
the
one that put
Battle
me
of
on to that.
Islandawana, where the
Yeah.
British army is defeated by the Zulu impis.
Dope ass movie, by the way.
Yes.
Dope ass movie.
I remember watching this movie as a kid, and I've always been fascinated with the Zulus. And we were talking earlier tonight, I've always had a thing for South Africa ever since I was a little kid. And
Yeah.
and it's just gotten more and more as I get older and are able to learn more about it. But the Zulus are just fascinating. I mean,
Yes.
even the British who they were fighting had just this hats off to you, sir,
Yeah.
admiration for them.
Yeah.
And it was just they were amazing warriors
It was
and an amazing culture too. I mean, there's something else.
the honor of war. Like that's what I got from that movie. Because when you first showed me that movie, I was like, ah. Then
Yeah.
I watched it. I'm like, all right, so the Zulus are lined up, ready to basically massacre the British.
Yeah, the British have repeating Martini Henry rifles. They have field artillery with breech loading guns, and they're